angry about, and I don't doubt that he is angry about it, but
I think Cliff made a terrible mistake here tonight. I think this was so much in his head that he was waiting, and the first time that something happened here, something was going to occur, and now you see the emotions coming out of Couser. He realizes that he just flipped out. But again, it was a guy who went in almost waiting for his tripwire to be tripped, Barry.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, he laid it out for us almost word for word, and he did almost exactly what he had said. If this happens, I'm going to do. But my point is, knowing that, you wouldn't do it.
Now you see again that emotion. Now he's going to leave the ring. They want to get him out of the ring so that they don't have trouble. They'll get a lot of security around him, I assume. Cliff's very upset. I think he's realizing now what's just occurred here.
Yeah, I think that's right. He let his emotions
especially
get the best of it.
He's going to get more upset when he gets back to his locker room and finds out that that his purse is going to be held up. That's his wife, Sharina, who's a constant companion with him all the time.
Well, a bizarre twist to this fight. Needless to say, he is very upset right now. And he's been on the...
He's right behind us here, and he's very upset.
Been kind of on the psychological edge. Certainly was today when we spoke with him.
This is what we talked about, that he was edgy. He seemed almost depressed. He was talking about, I don't like boxing anymore. I would never continue in this business after my career.
Yes.
And if anybody hits me in the back of the head anymore, that he is going to make that person pay.
And we're going to have an opportunity to talk to Malcolm Tann here. And Malcolm Tann is sort of saying, why are you booing me? And he's got a point here, too. I mean, it didn't have anything to do with him. I mean, it's hard for a guy 6'8", when a guy comes in low, not to hit him on the top of the head. Sean O'Grady is up with Malcolm Tann. Here's Sean.
Thanks, guys. I am a bit confused, as you are, by the crowd. It's unfortunate because you showed up here to fight, ready to fight. Your opponent did not want to fight tonight. What are they booing about?
They're booing because I guess they wanted to see more of the showstopper show tonight. But, hey, I came out to fight, and I knew that the guy would get frustrated if I started catching him. He's like a bully. You know what I'm saying? If you stand up to the bully and you frustrate them, they don't know what to do. So I caught him with a right hand, and then he just went crazy. He just, slammed me on the ground or whatever.
Is there anything you could have done in this fight? I don't know what it would have been, but anything you could have done to prevent him from that behavior that he showed?
It's nothing I could have done. I box like a real professional is supposed to. I always go by the guidelines and rules, no low blows, nothing like that, So I don't know what provoked them to act that way, but unfortunately he did, and I'm sorry for the fans. That's why I took a fight like this. I wanted the fans to see more rounds of Malcolm Tann.
You were ready for a test. In fact, we're going to take a look at it and just give me an idea of what you were thinking from your opponent. What was he doing?
Excuse me?
Tell me what he was thinking. Why would he do that?
Well, what happened was he was looking for a way out. He wanted to quit because I hurt him.
He didn't want to fight no more. He was looking for a way out.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to fight me. And he's glad that he got a hold on my waist right there that he could slam me. I don't know how to explain that.
Why was he
new to me, man.
But why was he so mad at you? You guys.
He wasn't mad at me. He was mad at himself because he knew he was going to get caught. He knew it was a matter of time before he got caught, so he figured a way to get out of the match early.
Even today when I came by your hotel, you guys even nodded at each other. I think you said some words. You were walking behind me, so I didn't really see it. But you guys are friendly. What happened?
I don't know, man. I mean, he just got in there and went berserk, I mean, I thought he was going to really be a bonehead, but then, he came up to me and was all cordial. But when the fight came and progressed, it was like, yo, he just flipped out. I think he felt some heat. That's what happened.
Well, the man on my right has really seen it all, including the fight tonight. What are your thoughts on what happened in this match?
The man tried. He looked for a way out, and he found it. Because Malcolm was doing pretty good. He kept his head. And he kept his composure very good, you know, in between the clinches and everything, because he was just trying to do some rough stuff to him.
Plus, he didn't resort to the dirty tactics that Cliff Couser was. And, what do you think that he could have? There's nothing he could have done if Cliff didn't want to fight him. It wasn't Malcolm, right?
Nothing at all. It was all Clifford. The guy fought like a coward. Bottom line, he's a coward. Only cowards fought like that.
How do you gain fans? Whenever you heard the fans boo, what can you do about that? Just keep your focus.
I'm pretty sure they were booing Clifford Couser. They weren't booing Malcolm Tann. I think, you know, Malcolm is a tremendous young fighter, and Dan, our great promoter, you know, he's only going to make him even bigger. As time goes on, he's going to continue to prove himself, fight after fight after fight.
Right. Well, this is a young man in Malcolm Tann who really wants to prove himself.
Happy birthday, Gator, Michelle,
I want to
and
ask
Marshall.
you something too. You have such a focused young man. A fight like this can really affect a fighter, as you know. How do you keep his head into this and saying that fighters are not out there just to make you look bad?
Sean, first off, I mean, it was disappointing and disgusting to see what we saw tonight. Okay, it was a very risky fight for us to take with Couser because, you know, Malcolm's got 7 fights. Couser, as we know what his record is, you know, he's been around for many years, and it was a dangerous fight. But for Couser to go out like this, it's disappointing to the fans, everyone else, and disgust us, okay? We are not happy.
It was disgusting, and unfortunately, Malcolm Tann has to be a part of this. As you saw it on the opposite side of the ring from me, what are you thinking?
Listen, I sat back, and, I've seen some crazy things, Sean, in the boxing business. You know, and obviously there was one other incident that it brought to mind to me, but this one was one of those travesties that, just doesn't belong in the sport, and this man shouldn't be allowed to fight again.
Well,
but I got to say this, though, Sean. I give it to Malcolm and his team because here they were, 7 pro fights. They were willing to fight him, and a lot of people thought we were crazy to take this fight. But any way you get a victory, especially when you go out there and you want to fight, Malcolm did that. That's all we can ever ask him to do.
Sure, and this should be no reflection on Malcolm Tann because he showed up tonight. He was prepared to fight. The commissioner, Dean Lohas, told me that he would be suspended, that Cliff Couser would be suspended and his purse withheld. So a little slap on the hand for Cliff Couser. Guys, back over to you. It's a terrible, another black eye for the sport.
Yeah, it really is. I do want to say one thing, though. Rich, when you and I left the meeting this afternoon that we had with Cliff Couser, you said to me, I'm really concerned that this fight is going to end in a disqualification.
Yes, because it seemed to me that Cliff Couser had orchestrated this entire scenario already in his head. Not that he didn't come out at the opening bell to fight a legitimate fight. I thought he was fighting pretty well in the first round.
I thought he was ahead in the first round.
I thought the first round was close, and I thought that he had the slight edge. But he told us today, and it was really a big point with him. I'm sick of these guys hitting me in the back of the head. It's not going to happen anymore. If it does, first time it happens, they're going to pay for it. And that could be anything.
And that's exactly what happened. And it's just a terrible way for a fight to end, and maybe for the career of Cliff Couser to end. We'll be back.
Sunday Night Fights on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Honda Motorcycles, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. And by Western Union, the fastest way to send money worldwide.
Every day, Western Union provides many possibilities for you to send money to the people you care about. That's why Western Union has over 150,000 agent locations across the globe. Because we understand when you're helping a loved one who's just starting out, you're sending more than just money.
To surprise you.